The story of the katana begins long before the iconic curved blade took its final form. In the early centuries of Japanese history, swords were largely straight and double-edged, heavily influenced by the designs originating from mainland China. As warfare in Japan began to evolve, a need for a more adaptable and effective weapon emerged. This period of transition, particularly during the Heian era, which is 794 AD to 1185 AD, laid the groundwork for the development of the unique Japanese sword-making techniques and the eventual rise of the Taishi blade, the direct ancestor of the modern-day katana. These early swords, while possessing a degree of curvature, were longer and primarily designed for mounted combat. The true genesis of the katana, as we know it today, began to take shape during the Karamara period, which is 1185 AD to 1333 AD. The changing dynamics of warfare, which an increased resilience of foot soldiers in close quarters combat, the need for a sword that can be drawn and wielded swiftly and effectively arose. This era witnessed the gradual refinement of the taishi into a smaller, more agile blade, the katana. A key distinctive feature at this time for the katana was how it was worn. It was worn on the hip of the samurai. A pivotal innovation that defined the katana and elevated it to an art form was the mastery of selective tampering. The process involved applying layers of clay to the blade before it was heated and quenched in water. A thinner layer of the cutting edge allowed for a faster cooling and resulting in a remarkable hard and sharp edge, while a thicker layer on the spine ensured a slower cooling process. The difference in the hardening created the katana's legendary sharpness and resilience to breakage, which is a testament to the skill and artistry of the Japanese swordsmiths of the time. Over the centuries, the katana continues to evolve, influenced by the ebb and flow of warfare and the distinct styles of the various clans across Japan. The Muramasa period, 1336 AD to 1573 AD, saw a trend of the older, larger taishi blades being shortened and reshaped into the more practically used katana. Now, we've been talking about the katana itself, but you gotta understand what the katana has become linked to: the samurai warrior. This warrior class dominated feudal Japan during these centuries. For a samurai, the katana was far more than just its primary weapon. It was also a symbol of their honor, their status, and some even thought it was their very soul. It was treated with reverence and it was meticulously cared for, and it was often passed down from father to son as a treasured heirloom, showing the prestige of their samurai clan. The katana played a central role in the samurai code of Bushido, instilling values such as loyalty, courage, and unwavering discipline. A skilled samurai wielding a katana was considered a highly respected martial artist and sword fighter. But during the Meiji Restoration that began in 1868, marked a turning point for Japanese history and the katana itself. This was the end of the feudal era of Japan. The modernization of Japan led to the decline of the katana and the samurai as a whole. During this time period, laws were made that restrict carrying swords, mainly only letting military and law enforcement personnel carry swords. This led to the closure of many swordsmiths that made the katana and almost put an end to the katana as a weapon used on the battlefield. Despite its diminished role on the battlefield, the katana has endured as a powerful and enduring symbol of Japan. It represents centuries of the country's rich history and unparalleled craftsmanship that the swordsmiths of Japan were able to make. To this day, the katana is used as an iconic blade in many action movies and anime series that still captivate the world today. Now, in my honest opinion, the katana is by far the best sword ever made. When you think of it, the Vikings had their axes, the pirates had their rapiers, Native Americans in North America had their tomahawks, and the medieval knights of Europe had their broadswords. But nothing, I mean nothing, in my personal opinion, can compare to the effectiveness and strength of the katanas that were made in the Middle Ages of Japan. And if you want to debate me on that, let's look at it like this. When you think of an action movie or ninjas or samurais, what is always talked about the most? Not the armor, not their code, but the blade that they wield. And what does every badass action movie hero want to use? A katana in the climactic fight of a movie or action series. Same thing with the anime. There's always somebody that's a sword wielder that uses some kind of katana, whether it's a magical one or built by some, great master swordsmith, and can do anything and everything. So how is it that none of the other weapons that were used by other warriors in the Middle Ages is shown as much love as a katana is? I don't think you can really give me a good answer. The katana reigns supreme, and thank you for listening to this video.